I'm sure that you guys have already heard or watched any anime franchise at least once in your life, considering the fact that anime is now mainstreamed everywhere on social media, from YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, or literally any anime websites on the platform. I've been watching anime since around 2013, with the first one being unsurprisingly Dragon Ball Z Kai, back when my family and my younger self were visiting our countryside. We didn't have any devices like phones or tablets, so we had to watch the show on our old TV over the neighbor's house. From that time until post COVID, I didn't really watch full episodes of any anime shows except for like super cuts or highlighted videos. There's also some time that I really didn't even watch anime at all. I mentioned this in the Zeninkai Massacre pseudo documentary video, but I really love shonen type of anime, which means like involving around fightings, with type of fightings, and one of them is, as you guys have seen from the thumbnail and title, the Dragon Ball franchise. As of now, it's still the greatest anime franchise in history, despite many accusations in the past, at least in my opinion. From the fighting choreography, the animation evolving over the years, basic and understanding storyline, some character developments, especially in Dragon Ball Z, and of course how the franchise has impacted the world overall, not just the anime, leading up to many inspirations for mangakas and writers as well as many people in the world. So, to celebrate Dragon Ball's grand return with Xenoverse 3, the continuation of Super and its remake, along with the upcoming Goku Day as of recording this video, I decided to pay tribute to Akira Toriyama, Toyotaro, and the entirety of Dragon Ball with a short documentary about it, how he has passed down the legacy of anime to future generations, and why it's one of the most important aspects in my life. But first, let's go back to 42 years ago, when the OG Dragon Ball was first created. Akira Toriyama was an avid fan of Hong Kong martial art films, particularly Bruce Lee's and Jackie Chan films. He wanted to create a manga inspired by the films of the genre. This eventually led to Toriyama's creating the 1983 one-shot manga Dragon Boy, which he later redeveloped into Dragon Ball. Toriyama loosely modeled the plot and characters of Dragon Ball on the classic Chinese novel Journey to the West, with Goku being Son Wukong, or Son Goku in Japanese, Bulma as Tan San Jian, Oolong as Zhu Beiji, and Yao Zhan being Sao Wu Jin. Toriyama wanted to write a story with the basic theme of Journey to the West, but with a little kung fu by combining the novel with elements from the kung fu films of Chan and Lee. The title Dragon Ball was inspired by Enter the Dragon and later Bruce Station knockoff kung fu films, which frequently had the word dragon in the titles, and the fighting scenes were influenced by Jackie Chan movies. Since it was serialized as a shonen manga magazine, he conceived the Dragon Balls to give it a game-like activity of gathering something, without thinking of what the character would wish for. His concept of Dragon Balls was inspired by epic Japanese novel Nanzo Satomi Kenden from the late Edo period, which involved the heroes collecting 8 Buddhist prayer beads. Toriyama adapted this to collecting 7 Dragon Balls. During the early chapters of the manga, Toriyama's editor, Kazuhiko Torishima, commented that Goku looked rather plain. To combat this, he added several characters such as Master Roshi and Krillin, and created the Tenkaichi Budokai martial arts tournaments to focus the storyline more on fighting. It was when the first Tenkaichi Budokai began that Dragon Ball truly became popular, having recalled the races and tournaments in Tokyo Slum. Anticipating that readers would expect Goku to win the tournaments, Toriyama had him lose the first 2, while planning an eventual victory. This allowed for more character growth as the manga progressed. He also said that Muscle Tower in the Red Ribbon Army storyline was inspired by the video game Spartan X known as Kung Fu Master in the West, in which enemies appeared in quick successions as the players of the tower. The game was in turn inspired by Jackie Chan's videos on Muse and Bruce Lee's Game of Death. He then created Demon King Piccolo as a truly evil villain. and as a result named that arc the most interesting to draw. Once Goku and his company had become the strongest on Earth, they turned into more formidable opponents including the Saiyans, or Saiyajin, and Goku himself was retconned from an Earthling to a Saiyan who was set on Earth as a baby. Frieza, who forcibly took over planets to resell them, was created around the time of the Japanese economic bubble and was inspired by real estate speculators, whom Toriyama called the worst kind of people.
There's one character in Dragon Ball who almost exclusively speaks in Teinego, the polite form. Frieza-sama! He only breaks character when he's lost it, or he transforms into his second form, third form, or fourth form. Like 90% of the time when he's in his first form, he's speaking in perfect Teinego. Frieza was a sensation in the Japanese anime world because he was the first villain to speak in perfectly business-appropriate Japanese. Ranked second place in the annual Ideal Anime Boss Ranking Survey 2025. He had been #1 for 3 consecutive years until this year.
Finding the escalating enemies difficult, he created some smaller villains like Ginyu Force to add more balance to the series. When Toriyama first created the Super Saiyan transformation during the Frieza saga, he was initially concerned that Goku's facial expressions as a Saiyan made him look like a villain, but decided that it was acceptable since the transformation was brought out by anger. Goku's Super Saiyan form has blonde hair because it was easier to draw for Toriyama's assistants, who spent a lot of time blackening Goku's hair.
これはベタを塗らないでいいんでまだ楽な方です。
And has piercing eyes based on Bruce Lee's paralyzing glare. Dragon Ball Z character designer Tadayoshi Yamamoto also used Bruce Lee as a reference for Goku's Super Saiyan form, stating that when he first becomes a Super Saiyan, his Latin boast with that scowling look in his eyes is all Bruce Lee. Toriyama later that time travel during the Cell Saga, but said he had a hard time with it, only thinking of what to do that week and having to discuss it with his second editor Yukando. After Cell's death, Toriyama intended for Gohan to replace Goku as the series' protagonist in the Buu saga, but later felt the characters were not suited for the role and changed his mind after. Going against the convention that the strongest characters should be largest in terms of physical size, Toriyama designed many of the Dragon Ball's most powerful characters with small statures, including Goku. Toriyama later explained that he had Goku grown up as a means to make fighting scenes easier, even though his first editor Torishima was initially against it because it was rare to have the main character of a manga series changed drastically. When including fight in the manga, Toriyama had the characters go to uninhabited locations to avoid difficulties in drawing residents and destroy buildings. Toriyama said himself that he didn't plan the details of the story, resulting in strange occurrences and disciplines later in the series, including changing the colors of the characters mid-story and few characters having screen tone because he found it difficult to use. After the completion of the Dragon Ball, Toriyama continued to add a story, mostly background information on his universe through guidebooks published by Shueisha. The story involves the journey of Son Goku from the time he was sent to Earth from planet Vegeta by the same parts, getting adopted by Grandpa Gohan before accidentally killing him with great ape power. Found by Bulma and began searching for the Dragon Balls. He is dynamic with Pilaf and his gang, attending Tenkaichi Budokai multiple times and facing opponents back then such as Top Pai Pai and King Piccolo. 5 years later, he allied with his friends and Piccolo Jr. against the Saiyans, fighting strong and more formidable enemies like Frieza, Cell, Buu, etc. We then see the redemptions of Vegeta's character development, learning more about the universe and fighting warriors from other universes or enemies in other timelines. Oh yeah, we can't forget about Beerus and Whis. These guys are very cool. On top of that though, Goku and Vegeta had went further and further beyond in terms of transformations. From Super Saiyan 1 through 4, God, Blue, the techniques of the Angel and God Destructions, and a future generation of other transformations like Gohan's Beast Form, Frieza's Golden and Black Form, Rose Ikari and Full Power Super Saiyan, and more. Those combining with the introductions of fusions like Power and Metamorphosis techniques have been carrying the uniqueness of the franchise. Sometimes other fandoms would call Dragon Ball as a screaming and transformation only anime. And that's not even mentioning more and more and more and more and more different versions of Dragon Ball timelines. But that's for another time. Ever since its release in 1984, Dragon Ball has a considerable and huge impact on anime and the global popular culture as a whole. Of course, in 2015, the Japan Anniversary Association officially declared May 9th as a yearly Goku Day, or in Japanese, Son Goku no Hi, with the reference being number 5 and 9 spelled as Go and Ku, respectively. The franchise had also expanded the world of anime to the top, carrying the whole category onto its back at one point, especially impacting the Americans with Dragon Ball Z being aired on Toonami, along with amazing voice actors bringing those characters to life like Sean Shamil, Christopher Sabat in English, and Masako Nozawa, Ryo Hokidawa in Japanese, all of them voicing Goku and Vegeta. Moreover, Dragon Ball has influenced a lot of mangakas, artists, and content creators on social media to spread its legacy. Masashi Kishimoto, the main author of Naruto, had a post on Twitter about Akira Toriyama's passing on March 8, 2024. I grew up with his manga, Dr. Slump in lower grades of the elementary school and Dragon Ball in the upper grades. It was natural for me to have his manga as a part of my life. Even when I was having a bad day, the weekly Dragon Ball made me forget about it. As a country boy with nothing, that was a relief to me. I really enjoyed Dragon Ball so much. Skipping forward 2 hours of college students, suddenly Dragon Ball, which had been a part of my life for so many years, came to an end. I felt a tremendous sense of loss and didn't know what to look forward to. But at the same time, it was an opportunity for me to truly understand the greatness of the master who created Dragon Ball. I wanted to create a work like his. I want to be just like him. In addition, Dragon Ball has broken the anime websites in the internet as a whole, not once, not twice, but 3 times. And to put cherry on top, the franchise has a huge and exceptional impact on Latin American countries, mainly Mexico, and the people over there at one point watched Dragon Ball Super episodes, I think it's around episode 129, live. And I think it's almost all people in the country decide to watch Dragon Ball. So much so that they get a cease to desist, and yeah. And there's so much more I'd like to say about how Dragon Ball has impacted the world, but I'm keeping this video short. So if you want more information, or do you have any other more, you want to correct my mistakes, you can check out the source I've taken in the description below. Or you can comment out, my mistakes and all of that. I'm still new to this, and not all of them are correct, so, yeah. Around the time studying abroad for a year in the United States, I finally had a lot of time to watch Dragon Ball for real this time. On top of discovering Dragon Ball's mobile games like Legends and Dokkan Battle in the process. If you follow me through Instagram enough, you know that I love doing fan-ups in certain scenes or moments in Dragon Ball, mostly Goku's. The show has taught me a lot of things, training into a school way, Vegeta's character developments, and a unique fighting style, etc, etc. And after going through most of the episodes, I've grown a passion for the franchise and wanted to share my respect and tribute to it. Mainly because Akira Toriyama passing 2 years ago and the continuation of the franchise. And also because, a lot of videos about Dragon Ball appearing in my For You page and all. Yeah, that's kind of, I won't say it's a glazing, but yeah, I just really love Dragon Ball. I've said this earlier in the video, but in my opinion, Dragon Ball is one of, if not the greatest anime franchise in history until, the anime dying down its popularity. So until that day comes, It will always and forever be an important aspect to my life. Without it and the anime as a whole, the channel wouldn't be created today, and I would abandon my dream to become a content creator through social media sites, and I would follow my second dream to become an English teacher. That's why I created this documentary to express my gratitude for Dragon Ball and also to pay respect for Akira, Toritaro, and the Dragon Ball itself. So, to Akira, I know he passed away like 2 years ago, but thank you, truthfully, Akira. And Toritaro, I hope you carry the fire, the light that Akira has passing through you. So we reached the end of the video and I already told everything. So now what? Well, now is the perfect time to announce my future paths from now on. For those who don't know me, first off, hi, hello, I'm Thang Nguyen. You can call me Harry. I'm an 18-year-old Vietnamese guy doing fan dubs, sometimes playing games and doing some long-form videos like this. I'm mainly speaking English for all social medias to reach out to some of you guys who may have some similar passion and interest to me. And yeah, that's all you need to know. But here's the announcements for the future updates on the channel. This channel that you're watching on YouTube is now where I will usually post some sneak peek videos about certain projects I like to do right here. It can be this type of short documentary video. Sometimes I'll post some gaming contents, mainly Dokkan Battle private server to showcase or attempt events since I really don't like to gamble on gacha games. And that's pretty much you need to expect from this YouTube channel. And there are two other sources you can discover me. For starters, I have a main Instagram profile. Over there, I mainly upload some fan dubs or highlighted parts of some YouTube videos. I also often post some IRL stuff outside of those, but not that much. And I also have a personal website right here, created from Google Sites. This website will contain some videos that aren't making into YouTube due to copyright issues. The thing is, those videos are 100% free to download and watch. You can also re-upload it as long as you created my work. All the links are here on the screen for you, and they will also be in the description or my channel's profile. And yeah, that's pretty much all for me. Thank you guys for watching the entire video. This is I think it's my second time doing this, but this is really the first time that I've made the entire documentary myself. From searching the sources from Wikipedia to, searching on Google about the overall sources that I would like to look for, and also like ending those pictures and videos out for you guys. It's pretty tough, and also the voiceover is as much harder than expected because I'm a Vietnamese. I'm a Vietnamese person, I'm Vietnamese. My English is some sort of basics to some of you guys native English speakers because I always stuttering, voice cracking and all. I just turned 18, you know what I'm saying, about like 4 months ago, I guess, but I mean, I still have a lot to improve, and this video is not an exception at all. So the mistakes are obviously here on the video. So if you have some suggestions, or do you have any any corrections about some of the stuff that I've looked for and all the sources, you guys can bring out to me in the comments below, and I'll see and I'll make a separate video correcting the sources, because well, of course, Dragon Ball fans can read, right? Dragon Ball fans can read, and of course it applies to me, so yeah, that's about it. And I look forward to make this video again sometime soon, but expect 3 months later, I guess. But yeah, that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Again, check out my sources, my profiles, the description below, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.